The Evil Apostrophe. This one mark of punctuation may cause more problems for students than any other, which is why some students call it the evil apostrophe. But if you learn a few simple rules, you can avoid the evil. In fact, you may learn to love the apostrophe. The apostrophe has two main functions: to show ownership, to show that letters have been removed. That's it. Simple, right? Unfortunately, students often confuse these two functions. Let's talk about these two functions in detail. We'll look at them one at a time. We just used two apostrophes. Part 1. Possessive, the apostrophe to show ownership. Usually, when you want to show ownership, you simply add an apostrophe and an S to the end of the word. For example, that is Dr. Evil's exploding hamburger. The exploding hamburger belongs to Dr. Evil. If the word is plural and possessive, you will add an apostrophe after the S. For example, the hamburger's explosions always covered his enemies in mayonnaise. The explosion of more than one hamburger. Now let's talk about contractions. We just used one, did you see it? Part 2. Contractions, the apostrophe to remove letters. We use the apostrophe to show that we have removed letters. For example, we have equals we've. We have removed letters, or we've removed letters. It's simple, right? Here are some other examples. I will equals I'll, she will equals she'll, do not equals don't, and did not equals didn't. Easy, right? Pay attention. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Remember that contraction has nothing to do with ownership. Sometimes the contraction uses an apostrophe and S. It may look like a possessive, but it is not. Here's an example. John is taking English 200 next semester. We can also write, John's taking English 200 next semester. It means the same thing. In this case, John is becomes John's. Easy, right? But some contractions look more like possessives. For example, John is at home now. That sentence can also be written like this: John's at home now. This does not mean that the home belongs to John. In this case, John's equals John is. This brings us to the most evil of all examples. Be very careful with these next two words. It's and its. These are two totally different words. Its is a contraction that means it is. But its, without the apostrophe, is possessive, showing ownership. Here are two examples. Dr. Evil's cat licked its paws. The paws belong to the cat. It's an evil cat, said Dr. Evil. The contraction means it is an evil cat. Remember that most contractions are easy, but you need to pay special attention to words that end in apostrophe S, and especially its or its. That's all. Which is a contraction, not possessive. Be sure to watch the other videos. Let me know if you have questions.